Hello race car fans, today we have another MiniGT. Is the Cadillac V Series R number 2 and it was raced at the 2023 Daytona 24 Hours. Okay, it's number 669 in the MiniGT lineup, and I'm sure it actually has approval by IMSA as well as Cadillac, probably, well, GM. Okay, so it turns out that this car was developed for not only IMSA racing, but also the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 2023. It came in third place at Le Mans. Ferrari won, Toyota came in second, and then these guys came in third. But within America, in the IMSA Racing League, this actually took home all three titles in 2023. The team, constructor, and drivers' championships. Oddly, it only won 3 races, but it did get 11 podiums. So I guess that was enough to make it the best. I'm not sure why this is proving so difficult. Alright. MiniGT, great packaging, not too wasteful, but still gets the product to you intact. More brands should package their stuff like this. Couldn't find any rear photos, but we'll have to work with these. It's really also hard to kind of see what's going on, being such a dark colorway. Wheels seem alright. Okay, let's try this side view. Well, that's pretty good. Okay, there's a little thing on the top. Doesn't seem bad to me. Yeah, a little bit of this view. Those are some long mirrors. Look at the mirrors on that thing. In fact, these mirrors seem a bit short compared to those photographs. Why are those mirrors that long? That's kind of crazy. Wait, let me get a different angle so we don't get distracted by those photos. And, oh, well, for you toy people, wow, this is one of the MiniGTs that doesn't roll very well. Yeah, something's causing some friction in there. The wheels can obviously roll, but you kind of have to press down on it. It doesn't roll like a Hot Wheels. Usually they do. Alright. Front wheel. Yeah, it's like a gunmetal color. Nicely molded details. Looks like it's got the splines of the center cap. The gaps, obviously they're passing air. I don't know, these little perimeter dimples are interesting. And then the tire looks fantastic. It's curved, but it's actually got a very well printed set of graphics on it. Greenlight and Auto World need to get some spies into these factories because they can't print white walls for the life of them. Yeah, but MiniGT, very concentric, very nice graphics on the tires, very impressive. So this blue up here, it's kind of a mix between blue and purple. But there's no metallic flake, it just seems to be a solid color. What I like about MiniGT is they almost always use tampo prints. This is paint, this yellow I'm touching. There's no waviness between those graphics because it's not a decal. So I don't have to worry about air pockets or like the thing peeling off in the future. So very impressive, all this stuff printed on with paint. Very good. Interesting. It's like a digital display, I guess. GTP class, I guess. The prototype class. It's just black, but it's different. This is like a glossy. This is like a matte. I don't know. I guess it just bottoms out there. It's dark. Can't tell. Makes sense. I gotta say the stance is pretty good too. It's almost, well, this one literally is touching something. But even the front, it's pretty decent. It's like a race car stance. Let's go around to the front. Got some plastic headlight covers, and then a whole bunch of weird craziness going on inside, like representing those LEDs. This is supposed to be a bunch of LEDs too, but it's just black. Maybe the lights are off at this time of day. These are also LEDs, and they're printed on nicely. Some sort of crazy canard. I've never seen a canard like that. It looks like a shovel, but it doesn't actually arc up on the side like a barge board, so that's interesting. Some curvature to this chin spoiler, chin lip there, goes up quite a bit, and then let's try to get some light in here. Just dark, deep, very deep. Wow, yeah, very deep inlets, so that's fine. Going around to this side here. There's a dimple here with this red circle around it. I don't know what that would be. Please leave a comment. As we mentioned, the mirrors, they're not as long as the photographs. There's no silver paint or anything like that. MiniGT never does that. Are they rubbery though? Yeah, they're a bit rubbery. They're not on stock, so I have a hard time thinking he'd break those off anytime soon. Alright, let's go around to, well, let's go over the back. So, taillights, just a red paint stripe, looks good. Some sort of ribbing here for that venting. There's a red toe ring or something. Just blacked out stuff here. Alright, the wing though is pretty thin. It looks pretty good. And these verticals are quite thin for diecast. That's actually, maybe it's plastic actually. Maybe this wing is a separate piece. It looks like that's a brake, so that's probably all plastic, and that's fine. Whatever gets you the good details. What is going on back here? This crazy printing. Alright, let's do the back top. I can feel this. This is all paint. You know, it's nice. It's not a decal. It's gonna stay there for a long time unless the paint goes bad. But yeah, it's got a whole bunch of strake printing going on. And then you can see the tires here poking through, peeping through, very soft rubber. Crazy wings, you know, it's like it looks like a prototype airplane wing, you know, the canted forward wings. So they're floating a little bit. There's some bumps here. I'm gonna guess those are the exhaust outlets, but there's nothing round or anything like that. But that might be heat shielding right there. This vertical member is very thin as well. It's probably plastic, printed on with some graphics very nicely. And this isn't blue on the inside of the verticals here, but it's carbon on the outside with some sponsorship. Okay. Some recesses of some sort, not sure. That look, I'm assuming like a camera, a bunch of camera stuff in this module. Probably a fuel filler ring, maybe. I don't know what that is. Maybe a window. The molding, it's yeah, I can feel it. It's molded. It's not just a printed graphic. Now, so is this a decal? See, this is looking a little bit wrinkly, and you can clearly see a break, like a line right here. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is a decal, but I don't see any air pockets, or do I? What's going on right here? Oh, that might be a decal. So that could be a problem. Yeah, that's a decal, you can see? Just poking right there in the air pocket, so... boy, I don't know if this whole graphic's gonna fall apart in a few years or what. It's very scary to think about. Your whole collection just becoming garbage because of decals. This actually goes in quite a bit, these vents or whatnot. So the red printed there. This, obviously, tire clearance there. Giant, that's the biggest Cadillac logo I think I've ever seen. It's quite interesting. Alright. I think it's maybe because all these cars kind of look the same. They have to be obnoxious with their branding, maybe. I like these little wings too. They're floating up. I don't know if they're separate pieces. I assume they're probably separate pieces. So, little cockpit here looks good. Slightly raised wiper blade there, painted black. Some nice graphics around the window. It's on the outside surface. Cadillac printed out there. Maybe some for air hatch or something. And then a black racing interior. It's going to be hard to see much more, but we'll try. Yeah, those windows are so distorted. I can't see anything there. Well, I might try this side. I don't know. I think the seat might be on the right side. Like that might be a steering wheel. Yeah, alright, so the seat's over on this side of the steering wheel. Looks like a flat top steering wheel. Alright, well, you'd have to take it apart to really see more, but I'm not going to bother. Just don't care, I guess. And then, as usual, MiniGT doesn't care to tell you what the car is. So from now on, this will be known as the blue and black race car. I guess it's kind of hard to miss that Cadillac, though. I just really wish they told you what the car is. Right? It would cost no difference in money. If they can mold in made in China, they can mold in Cadillac V Series. But anyways, if for some reason you want to take it apart, you can. Interesting strakes here. It's also interesting the sides kick up like that. That doesn't seem very aerodynamic. But maybe they're trying to slow the cars down. Alright. So let's take a look at a few other prototype class cars. Here's a 1999 BMW V12 LMR, if I recall. Yeah, it's by Kyosho. Okay, that one's so old, I'll leave it back there. Here's a random one. It's by a brand called Dorlop, which is a random brand. I don't know if they've made anything else. But this is a Radical RXC GT3, apparently from 2019. I don't think those tires are accurate, but the top looks a little more realistic, although it's a weird looking car for sure. Alright, getting more in times with this Cadillac. Well, this is still pretty old. A 2017 Porsche 918H. This is by Sparky. They use decals. Not a fan of that either. And then here's a Toyota 2016 TS050, also done by Sparky. So I'm gonna get rid of these two. So now they're all starting to look the same. Big vents above the tires. Airplane cockpit style windshields, that kind of stuff. I'm going to get rid of those because they do have the resin versions of the 2023 winner. It's just that they're taped in a case. So I did a review obviously of all these models, so if you want to search the channel you can. So the number 51 car won the race at 24 Hours of Le Mans. This came in third, and hopefully, if it's not already out, there's the Toyota version, the GR whatever it was, that came in second place. But if I discover it, I'll probably get that one as well. So another fine model as far as execution goes by MiniGT. I don't recall any quality control problems. And look at all the graphics on this thing, right? So if they're, well, you know, it's just a question of whether or not those decals are actually going to stay there in the future, or if they're going to start peeling up. It really depends on whether or not they're using the proper adhesive to keep those decals down, because I'm pretty sure they're not underneath a clear coat. That model would be too expensive if it was. But for today, it seems to be a pretty nice looking model for the money. And it's really nice that MiniGT is getting into US brands more and more. Granted, obviously this is a road car. Yeah, I just like to see them do more of everything, because for the money they do a good job. The only thing they don't do is tell you what the car is. Which is a really simple fix. But obviously they don't watch my channel, so if you would actually like to know what the car is by looking at the bottom of it, you're going to have to go to their social media and start requesting this sort of stuff. Because it really, again, makes no difference in the cost of making this thing if they just molded in extra letters. So please make that request for me. I'm too busy reviewing toys. I will see you in the next video. Catch you then.